Welcome to Talk with John, your trusted space for real stories and smart advice for life after 60. I'm 70 years old, and for over 40 years, I've had the privilege of doing work that I believe is my mission: listening, accompanying, and helping those entering their later years to better understand themselves, both physically and mentally. And I understand that at this age, there is an inevitable loss that one day we have to face the departure of our partner. The first time in your life, you realize that life will never be the same again when you lose your spouse. I know when you lose your spouse, no words can truly capture the depth of that pain. No one can prepare for the feeling when your closest companion, the one you love the most, is suddenly no longer by your side. It's a shock, not just emotionally, but a hard slap to your reality. The emptiness, the loneliness, it feels like a part of you has gone forever. You look around and the world keeps moving, but you can't move forward the way you did before. You suddenly feel as if you've fallen into a deep pit where everything around you becomes blurry and unreal. But listen to me, you are not alone. Even though it feels like you can't bear it, you can keep going. The pain won't disappear, but you can find a way to live on, to rediscover joy, and gradually the wounds in your heart will become part of your life story. So how do you live after your soulmate passes? How do you get through this crisis? I want you to lie back, perhaps with a warm cup of tea beside you. Let your mind be as empty as possible, and listen to me. I hope that within the words I share, you will find some way to experience those painful emotions more gently now. Let me tell you the story of Michelle, a woman I have counseled for many years. She had a husband named Andrew, and they had lived happily together for many years. Andrew was about 14 years older than Michelle and was always very health conscious. But one day while sitting together on the couch, Andrew suddenly felt dizzy and experienced some tingling on his face. He said it was nothing, not to worry, but Michelle insisted on taking him to get checked. After an MRI, the results showed that it wasn't a stroke, as they had thought, but brain cancer. The doctors told them that Andrew didn't have much time left. I remember Michelle telling me that in that moment, she felt like the whole world was falling apart. The feeling was hard to describe. The feeling of knowing that your spouse is about to leave you and not knowing what to do next. She felt as if she no longer belonged to this world. Life suddenly seemed to fade. Can you imagine it? The feeling of being a ghost, walking among people, but not being able to feel life around you. Everything seems to be passing by, while you remain still, trapped in your own world. The pain of losing your spouse makes you feel as if time has stopped, like a moment of stillness in the chaos of the world. You find yourself living in a different space, where everything around you doesn't feel real. That's when you start asking yourself, can I live without him/her? And in those moments, you may not know the answer. Michelle shared with me that when she saw people around her continuing with their lives, she felt completely separated from them. It was like realizing that even though you're still alive, a part of you died with your spouse. It's the feeling of losing complete connection with the world, with time and space. This feeling is not just loneliness, it's a profound pain, knowing that your spouse is leaving you forever, and you don't know how to continue. That feeling, being pushed out of reality, makes you feel directionless, as if everything around you no longer matters. So how do you keep going? How do you face that pain without letting it drown you? That's the question I had to answer when I lost my spouse. And the answer is face it, don't avoid it. 1. Facing the pain. Science has shown that accepting and confronting painful emotions can actually help our brains recover. A study from Harvard University found that people who face their grief, instead of bottling it up, recover more quickly, both mentally and physically. Specifically, when we let emotions pass through us, rather than suppressing them, our brains have the chance to restructure and reduce stress, which in turn helps the body recover and find balance. But the most important thing to understand is that pain is not the enemy. It's part of the healing process. When you allow yourself to feel the pain and don't try to escape from it, you'll begin to understand that those emotions will teach you valuable lessons. Just like when wounds heal, they leave scars, but those scars give you strength. In fact, modern society often doesn't provide space for us to share our pain. Many people, like Michelle at the beginning, feel that they have to tough it out so they don't burden others. But psychological studies show that hiding our emotions only leads to more loneliness and suffering. Emotions need to be released, and sharing is the way to lighten the load. Facing pain is a huge challenge, but it's also the way you open the door to healing, to stepping past the sorrow and continuing with a stronger heart. So if you're going through grief, don't force yourself to forget. Feel it, face it, and you'll find that you are much stronger when you allow yourself to heal. 2. Rebuilding yourself after loss. As I shared earlier, facing pain is not easy, but it's the only way to overcome it and heal. Indeed, allowing yourself to feel the grief opens the path to rebuilding yourself, and gradually you'll come back stronger. After you face the pain and allow yourself to heal, you'll realize something. You can rebuild yourself. It's not magic, it's a process. Like broken vases, when we face and heal the cracks in our hearts, we become more beautiful through that process of restoration. And in every shard, you will find new parts of yourself. I remember a conversation I had with an older woman who had lost her husband after many years of building a life together. She said to me, "John, I don't know how to go on. I feel like a broken vase, like I can't be myself anymore." Actually, I had felt the same way. It felt like a part of me was gone forever. But I told her, like a broken vase, you'll see that the cracks will create a new beauty, a new strength. And she did it. She found joy again, regained her confidence, and gradually rebuilt herself. The cracks, when filled, will make the vase stronger and more beautiful. What I want you to understand is that there's no guarantee of happiness in this life. But if you trust in your ability to heal and are ready to change, you'll find that life can go on and it can be better, even if it's not the same as before. Life is not always easy, but there's always an opportunity for rebirth. Think about this. The wounds we bear don't just make us weaker. They can make us stronger if we know how to view and learn from them. And when you step out of the sorrow, you'll realize that this restoration has helped you rediscover your purpose, to find joy in what you thought was lost. 3. Finding inspiration. After facing loss and gradually rebuilding yourself, you'll start to realize something. Even though the pain won't completely disappear, there are still things in life that can inspire you to keep living and find new joy. This doesn't mean you forget what you've lost, but you find a reason to keep going, to live with a hopeful heart, even though the wounds are still there. For me, after losing my spouse, I found inspiration in things that seemed simple but were profound. Whether it was work, scientific research, or the big questions of the universe, I realized that these things were not just tools to help me keep going, but sources of motivation that prevented me from being consumed by grief. I began to understand that inspiration is not something distant. It's all around you as long as you're open to it. One of the things I always advise those I meet is to find something greater than yourself to devote to. It could be a new hobby, a job you love, or big questions about life that you've never tried to answer. These big questions won't erase the pain, but they'll help broaden your perspective, helping you step out of the shadows of loss. There's a small story I want to share with you. A patient of mine had lost his wife and felt like his life was over. After a while, he started finding joy again by learning to paint, something he had never considered before. Though he wasn't a painter, painting helped him focus on what he could create, rather than just looking at what he had lost. Because of this, he found the inspiration to keep living and to see the beautiful aspects of life that he had missed before. Art, music, science, these are all tools that can help us overcome hardship. They can't replace the pain, but they provide an escape, helping us move forward. Connecting with something greater than ourselves will help you find new meaning in life. Life won't always be easy, but if you find inspiration in the bigger things, you'll realize that even though the pain is still there, life continues, and you can live a full life. That's the reason I continue, and I believe you will find that reason in your life too. Finally, I want you to remember that no matter how great your pain is, life continues. Loss is not the end, it's a turning point, an opportunity to reflect on yourself, to rediscover faith, and to find inspiration in things you thought you had lost. You don't have to be strong immediately. Sometimes all you need is to allow yourself to feel the pain and slowly move through it, and that will be your greatest achievement. Believe that you will find yourself again, even when it feels like everything has fallen apart. You will create your next chapter. The wounds will be an essential part of your growth journey, and those cracks will create a new you, a stronger and more inspired person. So don't fear the pain. Don't fear facing it. Step out, find the reason to live, and always remember that you are not alone. We are all on this journey together. If you found these words meaningful, don't hesitate to like and share the video so others can also feel and find hope in life. Let our stories spread together, helping and lifting up those who need encouragement. Thank you for watching the Talk with John channel. I'm John. See you in the next episode.